I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, you know, and how he was acting, being that, you know, I'm a real individual. I just felt like, you know, we was all cool at one point in time. And
now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now, imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight.
4 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford.
In a live interview, Terence Crawford addressed Floyd Mayweather and his own legacy with confidence. He stated that Floyd's time in boxing has already passed and made it clear that this is his era now. Crawford emphasized that Mayweather's reign has ended and the focus should be on him as the present face of the sport. Speaking with certainty, he positioned himself as a fighter carrying boxing forward in today's generation. Floyd Mayweather reminded fans that he also schooled Canelo Alvarez when he was already older than him.
Jake and Tyson and you know, some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, you know, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, you know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
Which proves his skill and experience. He argued that Terence Crawford beating Canelo should not be seen as such a huge accomplishment, since both of their standout victories came against the same opponent. For Floyd, this highlights that his win remains a greater achievement, and Crawford's triumph does not place him above Mayweather's legacy. Some analysts argue that Terence Crawford cannot yet be compared to Floyd Mayweather because he lacks the flawless 50-0 record that Floyd proudly holds.
He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now, imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight. And now what y'all gonna say, well, now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
They believe that to truly surpass Mayweather in boxing greatness, Crawford must do more than simply win against skilled opponents like Canelo Alvarez. One suggestion often repeated is that Crawford should move up in weight.
5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50-0. Bud has to separate separate himself, what he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people are scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Duran from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the all-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford retires, I would have him somewhere around the top 5, top 6.
And take on David Benz, a dangerous and physically imposing fighter. Beating Benz would not only prove Crawford's fearlessness, but also demonstrate his ability to conquer an opponent that many consider one of the most difficult challenges in boxing today. Without such a victory, some experts insist Crawford will never be remembered on the same level as Mayweather despite his current achievements.
There's no way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk, but it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Jeff Mayweather, the uncle of Floyd, shared his view that while Terence Crawford clearly outboxed Canelo Alvarez, it should not be seen as an ultimate measuring stick. He pointed out that Canelo was not the same fighter he used to be, noting that Alvarez did not land his punches with the sharpness or power he once possessed. Jeff explained that before this fight, many doubted Crawford and criticized his level of competition. But even after defeating Canelo, some still downplay his achievement. According to Jeff, the victory was impressive, but should be measured with context. Canelo was not at his absolute prime, and thus the win does not automatically elevate Crawford beyond all criticism.
Canelo knocks him out in the first half of the fight because he couldn't handle the power. And obviously that proved not to be our...
Trainer Robert Garcia has a different perspective on the situation. He believes Terence Crawford is unlikely to risk his legacy by taking on David Benz. According to Garcia, Crawford is an intelligent fighter who knows how to secure his place in history without putting himself in unnecessary danger. Benvitz represents a huge size advantage and poses a serious threat that could potentially end Crawford's unbeaten streak.
Canelo knocks him out in the first half of the fight because he couldn't handle the power. And obviously that proved not to be the case, that Crawford could definitely handle the power. Were you surprised that, it didn't look like, maybe once or twice it looked like maybe Crawford felt it, but never in any kind of real trouble?
Yeah, I don't think that Canelo really hit him. I mean, he hit him a couple times clean, but I mean, Crawford, Crawford's a big guy too. Crawford took it like it was nothing. I mean, and he hit Canelo a few times. I mean, and Canelo took it as well. So I mean, basically, at the end of the day, I mean, they both took decent shots from each other, but Crawford just didn't get hit as much as Canelo did.
Do you think that was a case of you can't Canelo's a guy that's not out there throwing huge combinations. That he's more of a punch at a time kind of guy,
yeah.
And that's not going to work against someone as slick and talented as Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, basically, Canelo was looking for just one big shot, trying to land a big shot on Crawford, but Crawford wasn't having it. And Crawford at times would say, I guess he would say to himself, I need to, do a little more work, and basically, and it seemed like he just did that, and he would let his hands go.
For Garcia, the risk outweighs the reward since Crawford already has an incredible resume and does not need to prove himself by fighting someone outside his natural division. This stance highlights the ongoing debate between taking legacy-defining risks versus preserving a nearly perfect career. Jeff Mayweather, the uncle of Floyd, shared his view that while Terence Crawford clearly outboxed Canelo Alvarez, it should not be seen as an ultimate measuring stick. He pointed out that Canelo was not the same fighter he used to be, noting that Alvarez did not land his punches with the sharpness or power he once possessed. Jeff explained that before this fight, many doubted Crawford and criticized his level of competition. But even after defeating Canelo, some still downplay his achievement. According to Jeff, the victory was impressive but should be measured with context. Canelo was not at his absolute prime, and thus the win does not automatically elevate Crawford beyond all criticism. Legendary fighter Roy Jones Jr. offered a critical take on Floyd Mayweather's legacy. He argued that aside from fighting Canelo Alvarez, Floyd...
Top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5.
10.
He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand. I know you're a Floyd fan. But here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great.
I
All
agree.
right, so that's not a great fight. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them best two names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is I'm not going to say who
because
would
I can't name a person.
I'm not going to say who would have beat Floyd, like I said. I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James.
Did not consistently face the very best fighters of his era when they were at their peak. Jones questioned how Mayweather is often labeled the greatest when much of his resume includes fighters who were either smaller, older, or past their best years.